All right, y'all. I'm excited to chat with you guys about social media. So, a lot of you are probably familiar with social media, with 60% of the world's population being on social media. It's probably one of the most popular, widely known digital marketing products. It's the one that people tend to feel the most comfortable with because they use it daily. But it tends to also be one of the most confusing when it comes to executing it the right way when it comes to the paid social side, especially when you have business growth in mind, which I'm assuming is everybody who's listening to this. So I really just want to start off by making sure that everybody is on the same page when it comes to the difference between paid social and organic social. So organic social media refers to those day-to-day posts that you're making across your social media profiles. These are the pictures that you might be sharing of your products in your business, or, your dog, your kids, whatever it may be. It's the things that you are posting consistently on your social media. There's no money involved in the organic social media side of things until you do what is referred to as boosting a post. And a lot of you have probably heard that term, maybe even tried doing something like that on your own. Boosting is when you apply, a small amount of money to a post that you've already made in the past in order to boost it to an audience of your choosing. So this can help you reach more people. However, boosting only gives you 3 objectives to choose from: website clicks, page engagement, local business promotion. You also cannot alter the image, the video, or the text of the post once it's been boosted. It's boosted as is, so you've got limited customability, limited optimization when it comes to creating, your target audience, your ideal target audience. Moral of the story: it works to reach more people, but you can do better when it comes to customized advertising and who you're trying to get in front of. Which brings us to paid social. So what is paid social? Paid social refers to social media ads also, right? Something that you guys have probably seen every day when you're scrolling through Facebook, you're scrolling through Instagram. These are ads that are often created in the ads manager side of Facebook, where you'll have tons more customizations to choose from than when you just boost a post. So some of the benefits, just to name a few, that come with utilizing paid social for your business include choosing ad placement. So being able to decide where you want that ad to go, where is it going to show up on social media, which platform, where inside the platform, on the side, in the feed, in a message. So you can actually choose where you want the ad to be shown. The second benefit is being able to choose a primary ad objective based on your business's goals. So while increasing website clicks is great and getting page engagement is great from the boosting side of things, being able to customize your ad objective to have multiple ad objectives working together to reach a common business goal is going to be an increased benefit here. The third benefit is creativity in the ad creation process and control of what your ad looks like throughout the entirety of your campaign. So once you create an ad, you can then alter the text, the video, the imagery throughout the campaign. You can change your audience. You really can tailor your ad. You can tailor it to what your audience is responding to. Why would you spend money on a post that your audience isn't responding to when you can change it to really start speaking the language that they're understanding? The fourth one is that you're able to pinpoint your target audience based off an extensive library of interests and behaviors that are collected through years and years and years of social media activities. So the interests and behaviors library when it comes to paid social is collected, and targeting is done based off of actions that you have been taking on your social media platforms for years and years and years that you've been on it. So this gives us an opportunity to feel more confident in getting in front of the right people. So I want to dive into the benefit of both of these, of paid and social, because I want you guys to know, I want you to make sure that you're not hearing me say, don't do one, do the other. Really, you should be doing both of these. So to start off, it's really great to recognize that every extremely successful paid social campaign likely has a strong organic presence. And every strong organic profile, those profiles that you see that have a ton of engagement, tons of followers, tons of interactions, the ones that you guys want to be like when it comes to mirroring profile, is likely to have a very strategic paid social campaign in place. So paid social really is that leg to stand on if you're trying to level up your social media presence and reach more people. So recent statistics show that the average reach of an organic social media post is roughly 4.3% on Facebook and roughly 9.3% on Instagram. Now, that's the percentage of your audience that is likely to see a post that you make. Paid social gives us the opportunity to far surpass those percentages by pushing the ad in front of anyone and everybody who falls into our targeting. So let's break down some benefits here. Paid social benefits. Number one, increased brand awareness and reach. With more and more brands turning to social media marketing, paid ads give you more visibility amongst the crazy busy feeds. So even before clicks and conversions come into play, you are putting your brand out there to millions of people by using social media ads, appearing in people's social media feeds with that sponsored label can do wonders for increasing your brand visibility. It really helps your business to stay fresh in people's minds, even if it is on that subconscious level. So a wide variety of targeting allows you to really pinpoint the exact demographic that you want to get in front of and then stand out. Next, improved brand loyalty. Social media advertising can be a great demonstration of social proofing, which can in turn improve brand loyalty and then turn those one-time visitors into lifelong customers, which is what we all want, right? So you can use social media advertising to share customer testimonials or case studies to demonstrate customer satisfaction. You can then use remarketing advertising on social media to further boost your brand loyalty by making sure your product remains front and center in front of your customers and website visitors' minds. So you're able to consistently stay there, increase that brand loyalty. Next is going to be higher conversion rates. Social media advertising can help your business generate more conversions. Facebook accounts for roughly 72% of all web traffic referral. So 72% of all web traffic referral from social media comes as a result of these Facebook accounts. So the vast majority of click-throughs to websites are coming from Facebook or coming from social media. So for comparison, Twitter comes in second place at 9%. So if you want to use social to drive traffic to your blog, your online store, your website, Facebook is your best bet. Next, in-depth analytics to build strategy. So you're able to see almost instantly how well your campaigns are performing, how past campaigns performed. This allows you to tailor future campaigns to ensure that they are as successful as possible, as well as optimizing current live campaigns and utilizing tools like A/B testing to refine your social media advertising strategy so you can actually create and launch multiple ads together at one time to really see what your audience is responding to, and then use those analytics and reporting to start to narrow down your ad to become exactly what your target audience wants. Now let's talk about some benefits to organic social. It boosts validity and credibility. So 81% of people say that they are influenced by what their friends share on social media. So an organic social strategy is imperative to building positive brand perception and share of voice. Next is the opportunity to connect with your audience consistently. So you've got the ability to push messaging that aligns with your target audience's interests and demographics while staying consistently connected with them through messages, through comments, so it gives them a very personal experience. Third, it's the long-term solution. So engaging with your social media audience through organic efforts such as answering questions that they have, providing or responding to feedback, Simply starting a conversation about your brand makes it easier for your brand to develop a strong reputation that is sustainable in the long term, stays consistently in front of people. Lastly, building trust. Your organic social media highlights your brand's voice and gives you the ability to share your story. You can introduce your team, highlight your skills, your education, and start to build a strong and lasting first impression with your audience. It gives you the ability to highlight authenticity, and over time, you're able to create content that makes your audience feel like they know you before they ever need your service. So if you have a paid ad, somebody clicks on it and they go to your social media page, you should have a strong organic presence that builds a first impression that keeps them around and sparks curiosity. So who's a good fit for paid social? First, you want, if you're wanting to build brand awareness, you are a great fit. If you're wanting to build engagement, you're wanting to increase your reach, then you are a good fit. All of these things can easily be accomplished through paid social advertising. Second, if you already have high engagement on your current social media pages, if you already have that established audience, that you can build campaigns that actually mirror them and their behaviors, you've already got that credibility built up. So coming back to, if somebody sees your ad, clicks on it, and they see that a ton of other people are already engaging and supporting your brand, they are more likely to also then support and connect with your brand. So if you already have a big presence on social media, you're a great fit for paid social. Something that I love in this paid social side is the ability to tailor your ads around behaviors and interests that your current audience already has. So if you have that high engagement, high following, executing successful social campaigns can be a huge benefit for you. Now, on the flip side, if you recently launched a business, you're brand new and you want to drive traffic and engagement and awareness, you can grow organically. Yes, it'll be slower, it'll be steadier. Paid social will give you the ability to grow quicker, faster with the right audience because you're choosing who you want to get in front of. The fourth benefit here is if you are launching new offerings, sharing promotions, promoting events, or you just want to push some sort of service. Again, if you want to reach the masses and put emphasis on something that you're doing, you will reach more people through paid social than you will if you just post about it organically. So where do these ads go, right? I talked earlier about being able to choose placement. Right, we're talking about reaching a ton of people. Your ads are going to get out there, but where are they going to go? So the first is they're displayed in our feeds, right? Our feeds are probably the most common place that you guys have seen them, where you've interacted. This just refers to, when you're scrolling on Facebook or you're scrolling through Instagram, that is considered your feed. And when ads pop up there, that is an ad that is popping up inside of your feed. These ads can also show up when you're using Facebook Marketplace, if you're scrolling through that feed, if you're in the Business Explore page or the Shop page. These ads that physically show up in whatever feed you can be scrolling through. So there's so many different places where you can choose to have your ad to meet your audience. You can choose all of them. You can choose a couple of them. You've got complete customizable experience and ability to pick and choose where your ad gets shown. The second place that they show up is on stories and inside of reels. So I'm sure we're all guilty. If you're on social media, you're guilty to some extent of watching one reel and then watching another 45 reels without actually intending to. So if you're doing that, if you're scrolling through reels, you've likely seen another reel pop up, photo, video of some sort that is a sponsored ad. It's showing up to kind of break up your organic behavior. You've also probably seen these inside of stories. If you're clicking through stories, again, right, we can kind of get stuck in a loop of watching people's stories, watching what they're doing throughout the day. Now that we've watched 20 stories, in between, we might see a video, we might see a photo, a post, an ad. So you will see photos and videos that pop up in stories and in between reels that are actually sponsored ads. So you can pick and choose to have your content show there as well. And then third place is in the stream. So your ads can appear before, in between, or after video content that is being watched across the platform. So this is in different, select groups of approved live streams. I'm sure you guys have all seen this, where you're watching, kind of those lengthier videos, and then all of a sudden at the 6-minute mark, a quick video pops up or an ad shows while you're scrolling to the next one. This would be referred to as your in-stream videos. So when it comes to targeting capabilities, I've put a lot of emphasis on paid social giving you the ability to just target like crazy. So let's take a look at our capabilities that are associated with paid social targeting. So you can use different targeting capabilities to get in front of your right audience. The first one is by location. So this includes where the user is located, whether it's state, cities, zip codes that you search for, you input. You can do a radius from a specific location. That way you're collecting this data, and a lot of this data has been collected through Facebook. So, for example, if you are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area and your Facebook profile says Dallas-Fort Worth, and somebody targets people in Dallas-Fort Worth, you could be a potential target. You can also target based off of age brackets. You can target based off of different genders. You can target based off of relationship status, languages, level of education, where they've attended for education. You can target based off of workplaces, titles. Most of us probably have where we work in our Facebook bios of some sort. So you can target based off of workplaces, industries. And then one of the most important targeting capabilities is our ability to target based off of interest. So Facebook has got a huge library of interest targeting available, from the type of entertainment that you are interested in, fitness, wellness, foods and drinks, the types of hobbies and activities that you partake in, you name it. It is absolutely crazy how many different interests are available for targeting. So you can really start to build the profile of your ideal consumer client and start to build out a campaign that's going to meet those people specifically. Now, additionally, I touched on it briefly earlier, but Facebook does have the ability to execute what is referred to as retargeting. And retargeting with Facebook ads, this aspect of paid social can sometimes be one of the most beneficial pieces to a successful social campaign. So what this means is essentially you are installing what is referred to as a meta pixel onto your website. When somebody clicks the paid social ad and they end up on your website, that pixel fires. That's what we say. The pixel fires, and it captures that user's device information and then stores it into an audience. Over time, as that audience grows, you can then launch and create a campaign that targets an audience that took that specific action. So you can collect information just simply on people that landed on that website. You can collect information of people that clicked on a specific button on your website. Maybe they clicked on a specific service. They clicked learn more. They clicked contact us. You can place different behaviors and actions in your pixel and start to collect device information based off of those users' actions and then create a campaign. Now, another piece of this that is really great is you can use this information to create what is referred to as a lookalike audience. So you're collecting this user device information. Facebook will then look at all of the users that are taking that action and build out a profile that is very similar to their demographic, that then pushes you in front of an audience that looks like the audience that has already shown interest. So there's a ton that you can do when it comes to utilizing that meta pixel. Now, it is important to note that there are some restrictions regarding social, and some of you who are hearing this might be resonating with what I'm saying and be like, oh yeah, I've had trouble executing paid social before. So there are some things that Facebook does not allow, and this does include different detailed targeting topics that some people may perceive as sensitive. So some of these topics include health, race, political affiliation, so on and so forth. So when I say this, And what I'm referring to is if I'm a doctor, I cannot target people whose interests or hobbies are things related to, lung cancer awareness, World Diabetes Day, chemotherapy. You can't create targeting that targets people based off of their health. The second is sexual orientation. So individuals that are interested in or connected to specific sexual orientation topics, whether this is same-sex marriage, LGBT culture, so on and so forth. We cannot implement targeting that is based off of that. We also cannot implement targeting anymore based off of religious practices. So you cannot target people based off of their religious affiliations, cannot base on if they identify as Catholic or Jewish or Baptist. You cannot implement targeting based off of that anymore. And then political beliefs. So a lot of social issues, different causes and organizations, things like that. There's a lot of restrictions when it comes to how you can get in front of that audience. There's also different restrictions on advertising for certain industries as a whole. So this does include, real estate, medical, if you're looking to hire people for your business. I mean, there's a ton of different things that can impact your targeting capabilities, as well as the type of text, the imagery that you can and cannot include in your ad. You've got to be very careful about the wording. You just cannot just imply, that your audience needs to lose weight. If you're hiring, it has to be an ad that is open to anybody and everybody. It cannot be served specifically to one demographic. It has to be inclusive. And so definitely do some research when it comes to restrictions, when it comes to sensitive industries, and it comes to targeting capabilities inside of Facebook. They've got a ton of documents and information where this is very clearly laid out. And Facebook does have an ad approval process. So once you submit a campaign, it does not go live until Facebook approves it. And so in some cases, if you do not look ahead of time to see if you fall into one of these categories, if you implement something that is restricted on Facebook, your ad will get flagged. Best case scenario, you make some revisions and you send it back through and we're good to go. But there are instances where Facebook can take more extreme measures, locking you out of ad accounts, out of Facebook accounts, things like that. So it's better to be safe than sorry and just do your research ahead of time. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, okay, well, how the heck do I put this ad together? Like, you're telling me what I can and can't do and all these great things, but how do I put this together? What does it need to look like? So the first thing I want to talk through is how to design a successful social media ad. The way that your ad is designed, the copy, the image, the call to action, all of these things play a crucial role in the capability of your ad campaign success. So the first thing that we're going to start with is you always want to make sure that you are using high quality images and videos. This one is self-explanatory, but you guys would be surprised. You've probably seen it where you see something and you're like, why did they post that on social media? If it is a blurry photo or the audio in your video is distorted, for me, it's going to build a first impression that's not great. I'm not going to stop to engage with that. Whether you're working with graphics or photos or videos or audio, you want to make sure that you have got high quality. Now, I'm not saying that you need some crazy camera equipment. You can use your phone for these social media ads, but just make sure that it is high quality. Next, use visual elements to reinforce your brand identity. Remember, you have got just a quick second to make an impact on somebody on social media. I recently stated that you've got about 2 to 3 seconds, right, to capture someone's attention. And so you need something that is flashy, that stays top of mind. Think about your brand's colors, your fonts, the overall feel when you design your ad. Make sure it is aligning with your brand identity so there's consistency, there's no confusion. Third, use visual elements to stop the scroll. That is the phrase that we use here. So when I say that, what I mean is when people are scrolling through social media, they didn't come there with the intention of being advertised to. They came there to just check in on their friends, take a break from work. They're sitting in the carpool line to pick up their kid. So you need something that's going to get them to stop their scroll and pay attention to what it is that you are advertising, something that stops them in their tracks. And then number 4, know where your ad is going. Is your target audience going to be on their laptop? Are they going to be on their phone? More often, knowing these things is really that first step in being able to decide how you craft your design. This can affect several elements of the ad, everything from the size of your imaging to how much copy you include, the overall message. So these are just a couple of things to keep in mind for designing a successful ad. Now, after we look at what the ad itself should look like, the other piece is what goes around the actual ad, and that's referred to as the copy, so the text that is associated with the image or the video. So first things first, and if there's one thing that you take away from this, I hope that it is this: think less is more. A lot of times as businesses, we just want to put so much information on that ad. We want to tell you who we are, what we do, why you should use us, but think about it. Users are less likely to take action to learn more if they know everything about you from reading that ad. Why do I need to click on your ad and go to your website to learn more about you when you just told me everything I need to know right here in this ad? I know it can be tempting to try to just cram as much as you can into that small space. However, in order to compete in the paid social space, you've got to keep it short. Lead with value. Play with the curiosity. Prompt them to click the ad to then go take an action of some sort. Really just tell them just enough. The second piece of this less is more is keeping the copy that is actually on the ad to a minimum. So in this example, you guys can see the actual visual is just a photo and a logo. The goal of this creative, which is what is referred to as the ad, the goal of this creative is to stop the user. The surrounding copy should be what provides the additional value. If there is a bunch of words on this picture and there's a bunch of words above it, a bunch of words on it, below it, I can tell you I'm not going to stop. I'm going to know immediately that this is an ad. They are trying to tell me too much. So keep the actual ad copy, if any, but keep it to a minimum on what goes on the actual ad. Think less is more and spark curiosity. The second piece of this is just to make sure that your copy aligns with the visual. A lot of small businesses, we don't have access to a ton of quality visuals on hand. And so we scramble. We try to just get something just so we have a photo or we have something that just represents the business. But then our text is talking about a promotion that we're running that has nothing to do with the photo that we're showing. This can become very confusing for your audience. They start to wonder, what the heck is this? This is actually advertising. What are you trying to advertise? Again, people, especially right now, they want digestible, easy information. So make sure that your copy and your visual align. Stay focused with one call to action. This is also something that can be very, very tempting to do. The best Facebook ads have a very clear goal. Are you trying to increase brand awareness? Are you trying to get a lead? Are you trying to sell a product? No matter what your goal is, your ad should have a clear depiction of that. It should have a clear call to action. Click to learn more, click to sign up, visit our website, book now. A user should have an idea of exactly what you want them to do after seeing your ad. So I'm going to leave you guys with a couple need to knows here. So this is a question that I hear all the time. How often should I be changing up my ad? Let's say I want to run a campaign for 3 months. So do I leave it for 3 months? Do I change it every week? What do I do? So it's important to note that creatives, your ads, they need time on Facebook and Instagram. In our industry, we refer to this kind of stabilization period as the learning phase. When you create an ad on social media and it's getting pushed out to the masses, what it's doing is it's really trying to understand who is actually stopping and taking action on this ad. It's learning. It doesn't just automatically know who's going to click, who's going to convert, who's going to take action. So if you're changing up your ad all the time, if you're changing the picture, you're changing the copy all the time, you're not giving the ad the ability to stay in that learning phase long enough to understand how to reach your target audience. So in my professional experience, giving your social ad up to 30 days to reach peak performance at minimum is extremely important. If you've got a bunch of different visuals and ads that you want to run, launch them at the same time, set them up as ad variations, launch multiple campaigns, do what you got to do, but don't take one campaign and change it all the time. Otherwise, you are not giving yourself the ability to reach the best audience possible. The second, lead generation. So as business owners, you guys want clients, you want customers, you want people coming in the door, but the lead generation objective is not always the best fit for every business. So when I say lead generation on social, this objective, it actually gives you the ability to attach a form of some sort. So when I click your ad, I'm brought to this form where I fill in my name, my email, my phone number, so that you then get that information, can access it back later. Sounds great in theory, and it does work for some businesses. But ultimately, come back to remembering a lot of people are on social media when they're in the doctor's office. They're waiting for their food with their family at a restaurant when they shouldn't be. They're in a carpool line. They don't have a lot of time. And so they didn't intend to stop to fill out a bunch of questions. So having realistic expectations when it comes to lead generation, put yourself in the shoes of a consumer, right? Think about, what should I ask for? What's pertinent? What would someone actually take the time to stop and fill out? Next, some industries have restrictions, right? We talked about that. This is a huge need to know when it comes to expectation, is if you are a restricted category or restricted objective, or you're trying to connect with a restricted audience, the success of your campaign can take a little bit more time, because you've got to figure out the best way to get in front of them while listening to the rules that Facebook or Instagram have implemented. And then this is just a good general rule of thumb. If you're like, okay, well, how the heck do I know if my ad is performing well? The average click-through rate. So when I say click-through rate, that refers to the percentage of people who see your ad, click on it, and then end up on, your website, your landing page, wherever you wanted them to end up. The average click-through rate across Facebook is roughly 0.90%. So if you are running an ad with the objective of getting people to go somewhere, traffic ad, somewhere in that 0.90% is a great click-through rate to help you determine, is my ad actually working, or do I need to shift some things around? So I hope that you guys understand that paid social, it feels like it can be a lot, but once you get in there and you start really building out these profiles of audiences that you want to get in front of, people that make sense to get your business in front of, I promise it can be one of the most powerful digital marketing tools to have in your back pocket. Just remember, there is not a good organic strategy without paid social. There's not a good paid social without organic strategy. So if you are dedicated to utilizing social media for your business, go all in, figure out how to make the most of your brand awareness and your presence on these platforms.